Let's face it, you like gadgets, right? These are not expensive and they are handy for wood turning.
This is a set of dividers. This is a compass, typically called a compass when a divider is used for drawing a circle. I want to show you how you can use this in your wood turning. So if this is of interest to you, don't hit that shiny thumbnail on somebody else's video. Hi y'all, Mike Peace. Welcome to my shop for another turning tip. We're going to talk about dividers and compasses today and how you can use them in wood turning. This shout out goes to Bert DeLille, who suggested this topic. Thanks for suggesting it, Bert.
All right, let's look at some samples. Here's a little 6-inch. I think my wife had this in school. You can pick them up for $6 or $7 on Amazon or most Staples, some type of stationery store. This is a set I got 11 years ago when I first started turning. It came with my mini lathe. I had a set of calipers from made by Garage, and it turns out these are pretty nice. They're easy to tension. This is a inexpensive set that I'd gotten in a set for about $9 or $10 from Harbor Freight, and they work fairly well. And calipers are a little bit like clamps are. Calipers are to wood turners like clamps are to flat workers. Sometimes it's hard to have too many. Then here's a larger set I got from Harbor Freight. That's a compass. It's got a pencil on it, but you can remove the pencil and just use the points, or you can actually use it for dividers, or you can use a pencil and use it as a compass. So that works very well. Now you can take any set of dividers and simply turn it into a compass by just adding a pencil to it. This got a magnet on it. You can just fasten it on here and then just tape it down, and then you've got you a quick and dirty compass.
One of the common uses of dividers is for layout lines, so you don't have to measure. Let's say we're laying out a line that's 40 millimeter. We can take a ruler, but it's a whole lot easier is to set this to 40 millimeters, and let's say we're doing a series of them. And you want to have this in a trailing position, that is the back end a little higher in the front. And you just scribe those lines, let this one fall in that one, and do the next one. You know, so there's an example of how you can easily use these on spindle work. Now let's look at another example where we're marking the end of a large round object. Okay, here's an example of how we might use it on scribing the end of a circle on the end of a piece. Let's say we want to make this round, but we want to make it a certain dimension, and we know that dimension, and we've set it on these dividers. You could simply, let's put this tool rest over here, kind of lean it against. You can simply put this against the spinning wood, again in a trailing position. You want to be very careful that you contact the side nearest you, not the one on the far side, or you're liable to have this embedded in your forehead. So turn it at a fairly slow speed and just kind of center. Imagine an imaginary line down the middle between these 2 points, and that's the middle of your center. You just bring this in, you touch the end of the wood. That's what happens when you get it caught. You just touch the end of the wood, and then see how close you are to the other side. Now in this case, the circle's a little too big, so you just come in a little bit further and see if it lines up, and it does. Another example of how you might use that, let's say you were making a very large tenon for some large jaws. You could simply measure those. Measure those like this, and then scribe that circle on the bottom of your bowl or platter or what have you in the manner in which I showed you.
Okay, the most common use of the compass, of course, is laying out a circle, whether it's a small one or whether you're doing something a little bit larger. The other thing you can do with it is, if you remember the formula from probably elementary school. Let's see if I can remember it. The circumference is equal to pi times the diameter. All right, so if we take that radius, we can come along and come around here and lay out 6 segments, and we'll come almost back back. The differences that we're going to get is the difference between using 3 and using 3.1415 for the value of pi, and so you can lay it out in segments of 6, or you could use this one and this one and this one to lay out a segment, 3 segments. I use that very same technique for marking the bottom of this 3-sided multi-axis box that's tapered to mark the three points on each end.
Come a long way since I had got a jet mini lathe used 11 years ago, 5 speeds manual belt change. But this set of dividers came with it, and I do use them. They're very nice. I'm passionate about wood turning, and I enjoy sharing tips, tricks, and techniques with you to help you become a better wood turner. So if this is something you're interested in, please consider subscribing. So you click on the subscribe bell and hit the notification, and so you won't miss any future videos. Got any comments or suggestions for future videos? Please leave them in the comment section below. Y'all stay safe. Come on back here.